Hey everyone, I want to do a fairly quick video on the 7.5-inch AR pistols. This is kind of like a follow-up to a video I did yesterday. So I did some penetration tests just now before it got dark on this truck rim. Okay, so this is not a car rim. This is a truck rim. I don't know what size truck it is, but basically a small truck. So if you recall this data from yesterday, these are the energy. This is the energy. 9mm at 7.5-inch, 402 foot-pounds. I didn't bother testing the 9mm because it can't even penetrate the car rims at 30 yards. Okay, where I used to shoot it very regularly. So I skipped the 9mm test. 5.56 has 650 foot-pounds of energy. That's with the green tips, okay, and that's what I was using today. These green tips. 300 blackout. I have an 8-inch barrel, so there's actually an extra half-inch on my 300 blackout pistol barrel. So 300 blackout, 848 foot-pounds with American Eagle. And the AR-47, which is basically an AR that shoots, 7.62 by 3.9, basically your AK ammo. I was using the Red Armor Standard. So that at a 7.5-inch, that gets 975 foot-pounds. Okay, so the AK has the most energy, 975, 300 blackout, 848. And the green tips out of the 7.5-inch have the least energy, 650 foot-pounds. Okay, but when you test it on actual steel, okay, the results are kind of somewhat surprising. Not so much surprising with the 300 blackout, but 300 blackout, you can see here, it just dented the rims, right? Like barely, like over here, just it had a hard enough time taking the paint off of it. Okay, the AK kind of surprised me. I did expect better penetration out of the AK-47. It did manage to penetrate here, but that might have just been a hot round out of the bunch, because with AK ammo sometimes you get that. But I probably fired at least because I went through this whole box. Okay, so out of this whole box, 20 rounds, only one actually penetrated, and the rest of it just dented it. I mean, they left some nice deep dents, but that's the best that the AK-47 round 7.62 by 3.9 can do on the truck rim. Okay, so 300 blackout, completely useless. Okay, AK-47 round, not very impressive. And by the way, this is at 50 yards. I should have said this at the beginning. This is at 50 yards. Okay, the green tips. The green tips out of the 7.5-inch barrel, which had the least energy at 650 foot-pounds, actually did the best at the 50 yards, because we got numerous penetrations, including over here at the curve. Okay, now this area here, it didn't penetrate all the way. I think this is a slightly thicker area, but it definitely penetrated deeper than any of the other rounds that hit in this area, right? Because the AK round, right, didn't do anything there, and you can see here, okay, this is a thinner area over here. Didn't, it dented it, but couldn't do shit here. Okay, but this area here didn't do anything. 300 blackout down here, it did shit here on this thinner area. Couldn't do crap here, barely. So again, this area here, I think that's basically with you have like 2 layers of steel where they overlap. Okay, so 300 blackout, couldn't penetrate, couldn't do this shit here, just dented it here. AK-47 just dented it here, but couldn't penetrate over here. We just had one penetration there. The 5.56 green tip had the best penetration. We had 3 penetrations. And this area here that's doubled up, it didn't go through all the way, but it had the most, it got in the deepest at 50 yards. So as far as if you're looking for penetration, if your main concern is using your AR pistol against, you know, tyrants that might be wearing plate, right? Might be wearing armor. The test here shows us that the green tip is going to have the best chance of success. So when I was testing this yesterday, I told you guys that the 300 blackout, that was the nicest to shoot. You know, it felt the most comfortable, like it was most pleasant to shoot. But that performed the least on the steel rim over here. Okay, AK-47 round did a little bit better, and even though it had the most energy, it didn't. You know, the 5.56 green tips still beat it. Now you might say, hey, I'm cheating. Why am I using green tips for the 5.56 and not on the other rounds, right? Why not? Because green tips aren't available for 300 blackout or the AK-47 as far as I'm aware of. Okay, so I'm using ammunition that's readily available to me and fairly affordable and cheap, and that you can buy in bulk. Because green tips, yeah, you can buy these. I think they come in like 450 rounds. They come in. You can get ammo cans of green tips. So yeah, so if you're planning for like, you know, the tyrant apocalypse, right, where you might be fighting guys in armor, and you feel that you need to use a short barrel firearm. Yeah, I think you're gonna do best with the green tips. Now, even in the longer barrel, the green tips still do better. I mean, I've tested the green tips in longer firearms. So anyway, that's what I got for you guys. Drop some comments. Let me know what you guys think. Talk to you all soon. Hello, everyone. So we're gonna do a 7.5-inch flash comparison. Okay, so we're gonna be shooting a 300 blackout, 7.62 by 3.9, and also 5.56. Okay, all 7.5-inch. So this one has a flash hider on it, the standard A2 bird cage. Okay, so let's test this out. Again, this is a 300 blackout. Okay, so from my perspective, very little flash in that 300 blackout. Most of the gunpowder is burning in the barrel. Okay, I'm not going to test the 7.62 by 3.9 in the 7.5-inch. Okay, so this is the AK-47 round. Obviously, a lot more flash with that. All right, now I'm going to test the 5.56 in the 7.5-inch barrel. Okay, so this doesn't have a bird cage on it. This has like one of those cones. You know, so let's see how this looks like. All right, so that had a pretty blinding flash. Hey, I just want to give you guys a look at that cone that this 7.5-inch 5.56 has. So it's pretty. It's like they're pretty cheap. They're like $15, $20. This gun does seem to be quieter than my other 5.56, but it's also the loudest and apparently the most flashy.